There he is, Dennis, at off-the-wall antiques. It's gonna be like old times.
You think you know Barry Weiss, the sunglasses, the wild cars, the jokes at every auction. But behind the flashy entrances and quirky finds on Storage Wars lies a story far deeper than what you've seen on TV. Why did the show's most unpredictable star really walk away at the peak of his fame? What shocking secrets shaped his return? In this video, we uncover the hidden past, the mystery, and the comeback that stunned fans. Stick around until the end, because what we reveal about Barry Weiss might just change the way you see Storage Wars forever. Barry Weiss wasn't born in a storage locker. He was born into rhythm. On February 11, 1959, in bustling New York City, his father, Hi Weiss, was already a name in the music industry. As founder of Old Town Records, Hi Weiss brought rhythm and blues into American homes. Barry's mother, Rosalind Weiss, balanced this glamorous world with the quiet strength of a homemaker, ensuring Barry and his brother Joey Weiss grew up with values as strong as their family's record collection. In the Weiss household, music and entrepreneurship mixed like sunlight and vinyl grooves. But even as a boy, Barry's passions tilted toward the unusual. At age 10, while other kids traded baseball cards for bubble gum, Barry was lining up coins, bottle caps, old postcards, and rare baseball cards in his bedroom drawers, examining them like a miniature museum curator. His father noticed, "This kid can see value where others see junk." I would say that eye for hidden potential became Barry's trademark. While America was falling head over heels for cars, the teenage Barry Weiss was already soaking up the roar of engines and the gleam of chrome. The muscle car era was exploding, and although he wasn't old enough to drive, after school you'd find him lingering in garages, peppering older kids with questions about carburetors, horsepower, and shiny fenders. That curiosity planted the seed of a lifelong passion for automobiles, an obsession that would later become a key part of his image on Storage Wars. At the same time, Barry was a restless but gifted student. Teachers called him sharp yet distracted. If an assignment called for a history essay, he'd twist it into a story about inventors, rebels, or machines that changed the world. By 15, he and his brother Joey were scouring flea markets on their bikes, dragging home oddities like a broken jukebox rescued from a neighbor's garage. For Barry, owning something unusual was a victory. Negotiating the price was an education. Despite that rebel streak, Barry Weiss pursued schooling with determination. After public school in Demarest, New Jersey, he earned a degree from Cornell University in 1981, promoted radio artists from his dorm, and later completed an MBA at New York University in 1986. Proof that beneath the sunglasses lived a disciplined strategist. When Jive's parent company was acquired, Barry rose again, CEO of Zomba Label Group, then chairman and CEO of BMG's Label Group, later known as RCA, Jive. Under his leadership came Pink, Alicia Keys, Whitney Houston, Kelly Clarkson, the Foo Fighters, and Leona Lewis. In 2011, Universal Music Group tapped him to run its East Coast divisions, overseeing Kanye West, Justin Bieber, Rihanna, The Weeknd, Avicii, and more. By the time he stepped down in 2014, Barry Weiss had shaped entire genres, and yet, behind the corporate titles was still the kid who loved flea markets. Alongside the music empire, Barry and Joey built Northern Produce, expanding their grandfather's fruit and vegetable business into a powerhouse that funded Barry's freedom. For 25 years, produce shipments rolled across the country, while Barry collected jukeboxes, neon signs, slot machines, motorcycles, and whimsical vehicles. He wasn't just wealthy, he was prepared to live life on his own terms. So why would a millionaire executive with a thriving produce company join a reality show about abandoned storage lockers? The answer: adventure. Barry was retired, financially independent, and itching for a new thrill. When producer Tom Beers dreamed up Storage Wars in 2010, he thought of Barry first. Barry said yes. The show's premise was simple. When renters default on payments, their storage units go to auction. Buyers get only a quick look from the doorway, then bid blind. Inside could be junk or gold. For other bidders, it was a hustle. For Barry, it was a treasure hunt. From season 1, Barry was unlike anyone else. He rolled up in wild custom cars, every auction doubling as a car show. He wore bold jackets, gloves, and ever-present shades. If a locker bored him, he cracked jokes instead of bidding. Viewers didn't just watch for the finds. They watched for Barry. He was the collector, not the predator. He also turned post-auction scenes into mini-classes. A neon sign, bring in a historian. A rare mechanical device, call the specialist. A jukebox part, time for a music machine expert. Fans learned something every time Barry scored. And he brought along friends like Kenny Crossley, transforming errands into buddy adventures that became show highlights. After 4 seasons, Barry Weiss surprised everyone. In June 2013, he announced he wouldn't return for season 5. The timing coincided with lawsuits and cast drama. But Barry's reason was simple. I had had enough and wanted to leave while it was still popular, he later said. He left without bitterness, cementing his legend. His absence was felt immediately. The collector who treated lockers as adventures rather than profit was gone. And though Storage Wars continued, something vital was missing. Barry wasn't idle. In 2014, he tried a spin-off, Buried Treasure, crisscrossing the country for rare collectibles. It revealed more of his personality, but couldn't replicate the Storage Wars magic. After it ended, Barry vanished from TV, focusing on car collecting, traveling, and enjoying his wealth. Then tragedy struck. In 2019, Barry suffered a serious motorcycle accident, breaking bones in his back and chest. Multiple surgeries and months of rehab slowed him down. Fans flooded social media with well wishes, pulling him back into the spotlight under sobering circumstances. The ordeal made Barry reconsider life, public and private. By 2021, Storage Wars was entering its 13th season when producers secretly invited Barry Weiss back. He rolled up in a flashy classic car, sunglasses gleaming, trademark grin intact. The crowd erupted, and online, fans who had drifted away hurried back to watch. Barry didn't rejoin full-time. He didn't need to. His guest appearances became must-see events, injecting fun, unpredictability, and nostalgia into the show. Coming after his serious motorcycle accident, the return felt symbolic, resilience meeting curiosity once again. Barry Weiss showed viewers that setbacks don't end the adventure. They had meaning to it. Part of Barry's enduring mystique is how little he shares about his private life. He was married once, long before television fame, but divorced decades ago and never remarried. Friends say he valued freedom and companionship, but didn't want to be tied down. He has 2 adult children, Julie Weiss and Jack Weiss-Anden. 2015 became a grandfather to Oliver, a role that reportedly softened him in ways fans would never guess. By keeping his children out of the spotlight, Barry showed rare respect. If Barry's personal life is understated, his hobbies are the opposite. His garage is a museum of classic automobiles and custom designs: a 1947 cowboy Cadillac, a beatnik, bubble-top hot rod, a 1937 Bugatti 57S, a 1939 Lincoln Zephyr, and more. Some estimate his car collection at $500,000 or higher. He's also a motorcycle enthusiast, a seasoned traveler, and surprisingly a gardener. For all the leather jackets and shades, Barry finds peace working with plants. He's lived boldly, but also cultivated calm. Barry Weiss's estimated net worth hovers around $10 million. But that's not just from TV. For over 25 years, Northern Produce built his financial independence. Storage Wars added perhaps $10,000, $15,000 per episode over 4 seasons. Plus spin-offs and spokesperson deals like Sherwood Valley Casino after his accident. Add in his Los Feliz mansion built in 1928 in Spanish Mediterranean style, valued between $1.8 and $4 million, and his antiques, and you get a picture of a man who turned passion into permanence. At 65, Barry still lives his best life, a mix of extravagance and authenticity. Barry Weiss entered Storage Wars not for money, but for curiosity. He left at the top to live on his own terms. He returned after tragedy to remind fans and himself that adventure never really ends. What lesson from Barry Weiss's journey inspires you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at Storage Wars' most unpredictable star, hit that like button, share this video with fellow fans, and subscribe for more untold stories of your favorite personalities, because the next wild find could be our next episode. Thanks for watching.